common chart that I see on dashboards, but it always feels like a useless chart, and there's a better option. The reason that this always feels useless is because it's really hard to get any sort of detailed information out of it. You can really only see the big objects over here, and all the small stuff just kind of blends in and it's unviewable. Then you have to ask yourself, well, what is the purpose of this chart? The purpose here is to call out some of the more important items, but the problem is that you can't necessarily figure out what that means in context with everything else. Yes, the heat map kind of shows that, but you got to use a lot of brain power to try and figure that out and estimate what percentage of the total amount here this little sliver is. So it's got a bunch of pretty colors, but not necessarily the most useful thing in the world. A better option here would be the Pareto chart. Now with this chart here, we can clearly see that there's just a few products that make up the vast majority of sales for the company. I do have this zoomed out quite a bit for video purposes, but you can hover over each one of these points and see what percentage of the total sales this specific product is, as well as the total sales volume for that product. It's generally a much better chart to use, but it doesn't have all those pretty colors.